Welcome to this Jasper Subreport video tutorial series. In this video, we're going to demonstrate on how to create subreport and bind report to parent. So now, without any further ado, let's get started. Start with going to show first our table. So still, for this demo, I'll be using this product table, this one, with a field of product ID and description. And I'm going to bind that with orders. Now the orders will be represented as our subreport. Okay, so let's start. To start with, I'm going to create a new report. And from here, I'm going to select this blank A4. Going to set that. I'm going to pick in this project here. And I'm going to name this as main. Okay, and just simply as main. So the next. And for the adapter, going to use the 16 adapter. And for our table, I'll be using the products. So I'm going to pick this product ID and description. Hit next. I'm going to select all the fields here, then hit next. Then group by. For now, we don't have group by, so click next and finish. Okay, so from here, I'm going to delete some the section here. So I'm going to delete this title. I'm going to delete this column footer, page footer, and summary. Okay, so right now we only have the page header, column header, and details. So now, I think I would. Okay, so I think I'll be using a group for this one. So I'm going to add a group. Let's select create group. So for the group, I'm going to just name this as group 1, just for this demo. Then just make sure you already have these add header, group header, and group footer. Then click finish. Okay, cool. So right now, okay. So I'm going to place now our fields. So from here, I'm going to place these two in the group header. Just finish, finish, and there you go. Okay. Let's fix this up. Okay. So right now, I won't be needing this page header. I'm going to delete this one. Just column header. And then I'm going to drag a static text. Okay, from here, I'm going to name this as product list. And I'm going to make it center. I'm going to increase that to 16 or 24. Okay. So let's move that a little closer. So for here, I won't be needing this group footer. I'm going to delete that. And lastly, this group section here, I need to select this group 1 here, then click expression. Then I'm going to group that by ID and finish. So let's preview this first. Okay, cool. So sorted 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's the only information we needed for now. So I'm going to move this a little closer, and this one as well. Okay. Now for the sub-reports, we can drag that from here, getting an element named as sub-reports. Now we have some selection here. Create a new report and select an existing. We can select this create new report, and also we can select this existing if we have already. For me, I better suggest let's take it from scratch. So let's do this from scratch. I'm going to cancel this one. So in here, I'm going to create a new file. Select A4, next, same, the same project. And this time, I'm going to name this as Subreport. Hit next, same goes. Going to select sample DB. Then I'm going to pick these orders. So click this diagram here, drag the order table. Okay. For my diagram, I'll be picking the date, the quantity, and the image. Yeah, so I think this on these three fields only. I'm going to include the product ID as well. Okay, so click next. So I'm going to drag all the fields. Click next. Group by, so there's no group by here, and hit finish. So now we have a sub-report and a main report. So from our sub-reports, going to delete some of this section here. Okay, I'm going to maintain only the details because we're to avoid too much information. Okay, so this will be only our concentration of this report. So from here, I'm going to drag some of the fields. So let's say start with the order date. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one. Or rather, I'm going to include this column header. So better. Okay, so yeah, I think better I need to have a column header so that if I drag this column order date, this will include. So let's move this one here. Then order date, going to include the quantity. Okay, and the last one is just the image. Now for the image, since I'm going to bind that in pictures, so let's click this field here. Then I'm going to set the class to out and image. Okay. So for me to bind this into image, make sure we specify the class. So then I'm going to drag a image element. I'm going to place that here. Click OK. Maybe here, I think. Okay, then maybe let's put it next to this one here. And then from the image, we need to click this image tab here, and expression. Then double click the image. That's our image. Click finish. So let's preview. And there you go. So we have now the image and the order date. Okay, cool. So let's fix this once more. So we're going to put this as order date. This one should be quantity. Let's line this here, set it to bold. Okay, cool. So preview. And there you go. Okay. So okay. So okay now. Okay, now that we already set up our subreports, this time we're going to add the parameter. Okay. So for the parameter, I'm going to call that by product ID. So it should be named as param prod ID. Now for the prod ID, I'm going to select this as integer because our value here is an integer. Okay. Then I'm going to copy this one. Then I'm going to modify our query. So from here, I'm going to paste that. I'm going to copy this one here, this product ID. So make sure you know a basic query because we're going to use a lot of queries from this one. So select all from ID. ID is equals to this one. So let's call on with the parameters. Read fields. And we're okay. So yeah, so I think that works. So, but we need to modify this one here. Some things. Okay, this one just reset. So I need to reset this one once more. Whenever you're going to add or modify some fields, it will always set it back to our original reset format. So like this one. So for the order date, I'm going to change that as well. So I'm just going to fix that as date only. Okay, then click OK. So let's preview that for the last time. Okay, let's pick from one of the ID. So let's say ID 1. And there you go. So cool. So everything seems working now. Okay, so this one's good. Okay, good. So right now, so take note the following setup we made. So here we apply a parameter. So that parameter calls on param prod ID. So we need to copy that. So make sure we know the connection from this. So now let's go back to our main. And from our main, I'm going to drag this subreport and drag it in the details section. So take note, it should be on the details section. So now I'm going to pick this existing report. So I'm going to pick that report. Let's try this one. Here. It should be products and subreports. Done. Okay, then click next. Going to use the same connection as the first one. Click next. Now here's the very important part. So we need to set up the dataset parameters. So in here, okay. Let's pick our parameters first. So let's pick this product ID. Okay, so this is the product ID from the main. And finish. I'm going to paste that parameters. So these are the parameters from our subreport. Okay. So then we finish. Now let's fix this up. Here, let's put something like this. Whenever you create a report, make sure that everything is compressed so that the reason is so that to avoid extra space. So that's the purpose that we need to compress everything. Okay, so let's try. Hope this works. So click preview. And there you go. Okay, good. So let's fix this space so that it will be a good, nice presentation. So let's go back to our design. In here, let's say going to center this one. And let's compress this once more. Okay, save. And from our sub reports, rather going to put that in the center like this. Compress. That's the size is okay. The height, let's say height 47, let's say 49. Okay, still same. 50. There you go. So save. And let's check our main again and preview. So errors, click specs design. Okay, so let's check. Okay, so make sure it's not over the borders of the section. Okay, so let's try again. And there you go. Sorted 1, sorted 2. Sorted 2. Okay, it seems there's a big gap. Let's modify this once more. So let's say I'm going to increase this one to 12. Okay, then let's move this a little closer and preview. Okay, but there's still gap here. There's a big gap in between. So most cases like this one, we need to fix either here or there. So seems that this has a little or a big gap. So I'm going to fix it from here. Let's move that. Let's save. Also, we can fix these border lines. So for some cases, one of the factor is properties. Okay. This one, click edit page format. So we can fix the borders in between. So for this one, let's say I'm going to set everything to 0. Okay, so that I can, as you can see, this will be a clean section here. So no more extra margin. So let's save that and see once more in our main. Okay, let's do some refresh here and preview. Okay, so there's still big space here. Okay, so let's try it from here. Okay, some cases like this one. So you need to make sure you compress much farther or much lower because there are times that it should always repeat. Oh well, so there's still a big gap here. Image. Possible is the pictures. That's why it has some big gaps because of that one. So let's move this a little closer. Hit enter. Okay, so basically this is the section that has a problem. So possible is the pictures. Doesn't matter. So you can fix that on your own. So if you have some extra report that uses this one, you can customize this according to your needs. So this one is just a demonstration on how to link the main reports to the sub report. So there are so many bunch here you can still modify. But for this demo, so this is how you map the sub report to our main report. So that's it, guys. Okay, good. So that's it. If you found this video informative, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And see you guys on the next video series. Cheers!